Put as many walls between your family and the outside as possible. Get away from windows and doors. And again, lowest level. Now for Osage, Cleveland coming into town here in the next about 5 to 6 minutes. You have heavy rain now. You even have some hail, but that circulation is just down to your south. For Indian Village, 9:15. Hominy also in the path of this by 9:15 as well. Skiatook Lake would be about 9:20, and Trav, I did go ahead and extend it out towards Winona. That would be about 9:27. So folks in Winona need to also pay attention to this.
All right. Hey, thank you. So this is potentially a very dangerous storm because these are changing very quickly. That's what we were talking about. So that core continues to move right across the lake pretty much at this point. So the velocity data is right in here as far as the circulation. So it's just north of Ron now. And then Ron, is he moving east then and going to go back north onto Cleveland and catch that? So that's what we see at this particular moment. That's a circulation feature. Could develop into a tornado at any minute. Ron can holler at us anytime he wants to, but because keep an eyeball on it. He's got a couple guys that can look at it as well. And we also want to show you the other tornado warning that we have as well that's further to the north. That's the one that's moving into Chautauqua County. So we have our tornado warning just northwest of Tulsa, and then we have our tornado warning up into Chautauqua County. Circulation is now moving across areas of the state line. So it's just to the south of Layton and southeast of Osro. And so it's near Hewins, and there's a strong indication of a possible tornado here at this moment. That's why we have a tornado warning right now. So we want to welcome all the CW viewers for our News on 6 at 9. So that is what is happening right now, is that we're in continuous coverage with 2 tornado warnings. One is now moving into Kansas, into Chautauqua County. Stacia, real quick update, if you could, on this storm, and then we'll go back to the south storm that's not too far away from us.
Okay, and then we'll track, it looks like there may be 2 circulations up in Chautauqua County, but the south one, the Hewins one, that's the one that's headed up towards Sedan and Gibbs and Grafton. So that will take it into central Chautauqua County, Kansas. For Sedan, 9:17, we want you to go ahead and take those precautions now. Find the centermost part of your home on the lowest level and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Sedan getting into town by 9:17, but before that, Gibbs, you're in line for this by 9:10. It's moving up to the northeast at about 45, and so this will track through central parts of Chautauqua County, Kansas, and maybe even up into Elk County, Kansas. So not our only tornado warning of the night, but the tornado warning for Chautauqua County is until 9:30. Trav?
Okay, all right, thanks. We want to go back to, also thanks for that. And you did mention that there are 2 circulations, that other one, western Chautauqua County. But let's look at the one again that's just over Keystone Lake. This is the rotating area that's now located. Ron is right near that. We'll get another update from Ron at this moment. Ron, want another update from you? What do you have for us as far as what you're seeing? Is there anything on the ground that you can tell?
No, Travis, there's nothing on the ground, but it's still a lot of ragtag area coming up. There's a lot of scud coming up to it. But there is nothing on the ground at this time, Travis, but it's still rotating, but it's getting lower. So I think it's trying to pulse back up and maybe try to rotate even more, Travis. Back to you.
Okay. All right. Thanks. I appreciate it very much. So those are the active ones. We have a new tornado warning as well. Megan was just getting into us, and that is just not too far from where Brandon is located. And Aaron, do you know if Brandon's online yet? Is he still looks like he's there? Because it's
in cell issues, and that location is not correct. He's actually further east on 60.
Okay, he's just a little bit off. Okay, I can't hear you on air, but okay. I don't know. You pushed the wrong button.
I pushed the wrong button. Brandon, that his GPS location is not correct. He's further east on 60, east of Burbank.
All right. So that's the tornado warned part of this storm here. So that's just for eastern K County, northeastern K County. It looks like it's just on the fringe of northwestern Osage County, and then you see our tornado warnings. Here's the Tulsa area and what's going on. So here's downtown Tulsa. We have John watching, and we're trying to keep track of anything else that might blow up. But so far, it's been those 2 main cells that have moved further north and become tornadic. And then you can see where Ron is located, and Vaughn is trying to catch up, it looks like, with him right now. So we'll be able to kind of keep an eye on it both ways around. So this is the tornado warned storm circulation right here, right near the Cleveland area. So that's in Osage. And so that's just on the west end of Keystone Lake, heading on up up towards Skiatook Lake here in just a moment. So if you are in here, be advised, and we have a storm track Stacia's put together for us. So Stacia, if you would give us a quick update so you know where it's headed.
Yes, Trav, it's moving up to the northeast at about 45. So this will track it up towards Hominy, which the sirens are sounding now, and then continuing to the west side of Skiatook Lake. So we're taking it into central Osage County. Osage by 9:04. We want you in your safe spot now in Osage. It's pretty much right on top of you. Indian Village by 9:15. Hominy by 9:16. And so again, safe spots for Hominy and if you live along Highway 20 west of Skiatook Lake. This may end up going also towards Winona. Winona, you have the storm coming in from the south. You also have the really strong winds, which a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for the storms coming out of Fairfax and Ralston. That is tracking east also towards Winona, Trav. So Winona's got two areas definitely worth paying attention to right now.
Wow. All right. And also, we want to go up to Brandon now. We'll take his video at least. If Brandon is available, we'll talk to him. Brandon, you have a tornado-warned storm, but what do you have going on up there as well? Hopefully we hear from Brandon. I don't hear Brandon talking, but I do see his video.
He was just there. He's in a rough cell area. His location on there is not...
There you are. Okay, go ahead, Brandon. Now we can hear you.
Yeah, so we're going to be to the east of Burbank here along Highway 60. We've got blinding rain. We've had winds estimated of about 60 to near 75 miles an hour.
Wow. All right, we heard that, 65 to 75, then you cut out a little bit. It looks kind of like Bob's shot that from the other night over Fort Gibson Dam. So, again, we're going to let you drive, but you see what's going on there. So he is east. He's near Burbank, just east of Burbank, along that leading edge. And so that's part of the, so we have 3 tornado warnings happening right now. So we have the one that's up into Kansas, and then Kevin's cutting that off and is going to check on that. We have the storm that's coming up across southeastern portions of Osage County at this particular moment. And then as well, we have this strong line of severe thunderstorms that are moving into central Osage County. With this line, that's where some of the strongest winds are located. Let's come in a little closer and take a look at what we're seeing. So right along that leading edge, there could be some wind damage besides the 70, 75 mile an hour winds. So we want to look for circulation features on this comma head pretty much as that's bowing out a little bit. So what you're seeing right there near Scheidler. And then Brandon is located just east of Burbank. So he's right in here. So he's getting very, very strong damaging winds at this point. And you see a little notch right here just to the east of Little Chief. You don't know if he's where he would be in relation. We should see his GPS pop on once we get a better cell coverage. But right in here, there's a circulation right at the apex of that. But Stacia, if you would, give us a couple quick storm tracks on that.
Yes, so we'll track that leading edge, Trav, to the east at 45. So we're taking it from Granola and Scheidler and just east of Burbank, where Trav was talking about towards Pawhuska and 4 Acre. That track will take it into central Osage County. 4 Acre 913, Personia 917, Pawhuska by 921, Winona 927, Big Heart, Trav, by 934.
All right. Thank you much on that. Let's go to what do you want?
We'll go ahead and go back to Brandon.
Brandon.
If we could.
All right, let's go back to Brandon, if you would. Another update from Brandon. What do you have for us? What's going on?
Travis, we're getting 80 mile an hour winds just east of Burbank here along Highway 60. We've had up to 80 mile an hour winds out of southwest. They haven't switched around on us yet, but we are definitely on the outer circulation. The truck has literally been blown over into the other lane. So we've got 80 mile an hour winds as we move east here along 60 east of Burbank.
All right. Thanks. Appreciate it. Hopefully we get your GPS caught back up with you. Let's show you. So he is just to the east. So you see where Scheidler is located. And then let's go to velocity data if we could for a minute on this leading edge. And so this is a strong, severe storm. And so right in this area from around the Burbank, here's the Burbank area, and he's just east of that. Here's that. This is bowing in or coming out. So that's why he has those strong winds. So he should be right in here. He should be trying to get out ahead of this. So this is a strong cup right in here where the circulation feature is located. And we do think that there's going to be damaging winds and power outages if you're around Scheidler back to the northeast. And you see Blackland. I think we mentioned Blackland I don't know how many times in this past week. So there's a lot of stuff happening right now here. And so this is a pivot joint right around the Scheidler area. So wind damage is quite possible for you guys. And that's the bowing out part of this storm. All right, so we got to go back up to the, let's go up to Chautauqua County for 1 second here. Show you the circulation feature, what's happening here. And so that has moved now just to the west of Sedan. So if you're just near Sedan, this is a circulation with this tornadic cell, and that is moving northeast. So that's going to be over Gibbs and Rogers area. Go back to Brandon. Kevin. Okay, is Kevin right over here? All right, Kevin, if you're with us, oh yeah, I see you just off to the right of the screen there by Peru. Kevin, give us an update on that storm, will you?
Yeah, Travis. So right now we're getting a lot of lightning with this storm. It's given us a really good view of it across the horizon. Wind gusts are pretty strong right now coming out of the south, but I'm not seeing any rotation or lowerings or anything else currently from my point of view, Travis.
Okay. All right. So that's a tornado-warned storm right in there. We want you to be careful for that. Circulation feature continues right there. Station, do you have a quick storm track?
Yeah, it's ready.
Okay.
It's northeast Trav at 45, so that puts it in Sedan. Here, just kind of on the west side of Sedan in the next few minutes. Rogers will be 9-11, so that's 2 minutes from now. Gibbs is coming into town and takes it into north central Chautauqua County here in the next 15 to 20 minutes, Trav.
All right, a lot of action going on to the northwest of Tulsa. And so the other storm, the tornado-warned storm, is further to the south, and this is the one that has a hook now quite evident. Ron's right near that at this moment, so you can just see it from a radar perspective, and the circulation is quite evident at this point. And so since that's right in here, this is live radar, and so that's just to the north and east of Cleveland. So Ron should have a fairly good view if he's not in a bunch of trees. Ron, can you see just to your north and east what's going on right now?
Man, Travis, you hit it right on the head. I'm right in the middle of all these trees. But before I did get into the trees, there is still a very pronounced lowering. It is rotating. It's still kind of ragtag, but Travis, it's pretty low to the ground. So I would say anything north and east of there, they need to take cover now because that could produce a tornado at any
Okay. All right. So once again, tornado-warned storm in eastern Osage County, and we'll have Station do a track here in a minute. So this is coming up from Keystone Lake now. If you're south and west of Keystone Lake, you're pretty much in the clear for just right now. We do have, though, this storm moving to the north towards Skytook Lake. Let's find out from Station where it's headed, Station.
All right, Travis, headed up towards Hominy, which we know tonight the sirens have already started in Hominy. So 9:14 for you guys. Winona 9:25. Nichols by 9:30, along with Pershing and Barnsdall. Talon at 9:32, Wolco by 9:33, Trav, and so that will continue into north or central, eastern central parts of Osage County.
All right, so if you're near this storm, that's a very concerning tornado potential right now. So even though guys are there and they can't really see a tornado, we do believe that we're really close to having one coming up over Skytook Lake. We would really like for you to take the precautions necessary right in this zone because there is a high probability that you're going to get some serious wind damage out of this and a tornado. And you can kind of see it's by itself and it's in advance. Tulsa is right here. Here's Tulsa County. You see the other tornado-warned storm to the north. And then you have this bulging area that Brandon has been in near Scheidler. And there's very strong winds and very strong rotation with that particular cell. There's other cells that go back to the west towards really Stillwater. Bob's there. But I want to go back to the Cleveland storm if we could and get one more update because I continue to think that this, through just unfortunately history, is showing us the signs that this is some pretty chunky hail to the north of it. But if you're right here, and if you can show me one more velocity signature, that'd be great on there. It's, live is good, but let's go over to INX for a second and take a look at that. All right, and then shear rate if you could. So if you're around County Road 1622, 1665, and also 1701, you're right in the middle of it right now. So it's crossing Highway 20 here in just a few moments. And is Alan where he can see that yet? Do you know, is he not quite to that point yet?
Alan is about to reposition himself down Highway 75 near Oshaleta to get into a good vantage point for that. Yep.
Grab that. All right. So Ron is still in an area, it looks like Ron's in the clear right this moment. Hey, Ron, can you see that over the lake? What do you have for us right there? I mean, just to the north of the lake.
Yes, I do, Travis.
Okay.
It is. It's right over the lake, Travis. It's still rotating. There's no tornado at this time. No tornado at this time, but it is still rotating. The lowering is still about the same. It hasn't gone up or hasn't come down, but there is a very pronounced, like I said earlier, it was a very pronounced wall cloud with this, Travis.
Okay. So,
again, everybody to the north and east, please take cover at this time.
Yeah, you got to be, just be cautious, and we'll be in better shape that way. So don't, finally, a lightning strike out there. But this is the circulation area for this particular one, and that's moving up. And here's Skytook Lake, so around Highway 20, just south of Highway 20. that's coming up across you guys. So better be safe than sorry. And I know some of you want to go out on the porch and look for it, but this is increasing in intensity, so we don't want you to get caught. One more storm track from Stacia on this, if you would.
It looks like it's going to stay on the southeast sides of Hominy, but we still want you in your safe spot, especially on the east side of Hominy around State Highway 20 over towards Skiatook Lake. Gillen would be by 9:33, Barnsdall 9:35, Avant by 9:36, Talent by 9:37, and Wolco at 9:38. Again, broad view here for folks that live in between Hominy and Skiatook Lake around Morgan's Corner. Be in that safe spot now and continuing up towards Gilland and Wolco, Barnsdall, Talent, Avant, central and eastern parts of Osage County. Trav?
Yep, you guys are on deck, and this is stronger. We continue to see it, and we're kind of focusing on this right now because it looks like this is going to become a higher probability of a tornado very soon. So by the time it's crossing Highway 20, we might have a tornado on our hands just again on the west side of Skiatook Lake. So just go back and just name a few things. Let's go back to velocity data too, right in there. Let's go down to city street level. So it is tightened up, and so you can see right where it's located. If you're along County Road 1701, County Road on the south and west sides, and then County Road 1625 on the north side, that is coming up almost to State Highway 20 at this time. So if you're near Highway 20, this is pretty much what we're looking at right in here. So that is crossing over here in just a moment or two. And if you're in this area, we want you to make sure you're in a safe place. We'll come back to, do you have something else there, Aaron? Okay, another new warning coming in, so let's go ahead and come back out. We'll show you so this is the tornado warned storm here. Now we have the tornado warning for the storm Brandon is on, and that is going to be a secondary one to the one that Kevin is on up in Sedan, Kansas. Is Brandon where he can see anything right now with this? Any difference? Is he still about the same? So the circulation feature, just to the northeast of Scheidler, this is where the winds have been so strong, and this is a rotating area at this particular moment. And is his video up and running at this time? I don't, it's like, it's just, can't tell if it's frozen or not. It's just moving sometimes. Anyway, he's right. This is the circulation here. So you're at Blackland at this time, Personia, and near Myers. And so that's moving northeast. And Stacia Ivy, do another quick storm track. This is over a lot of open rangeland, but that is moving as well into areas that will have some ranches and also some other areas in Chautauqua County. Stacia, what do you have?
Yeah, Travis, this is an area that we just talked about with our tornado warning not too long ago for these guys. And so we'll take it from Blackland and Personia up to the northeast at 50, 55. That's pretty fast. It's following quickly in line behind the tornadic storm up in Chautauqua County, Kansas. And so for Elgin, Bollinger Landing by 9:32, Hula, the waterfowl rescue area, 9:33, Chautauqua, 9:36, and Sedan, 9:41 for the storm coming up from the Blackland, Personia area in north central parts of Osage County. Trav?
All right, thanks. I appreciate it. So that's the circulation there. Then we have the circulation with the tornado warnings in multiple places. This should be a tornado. If it's not, it's so close, you guys. If you're around Highway 20, you really have to take cover at this moment. This storm has a high definition as far as potential for a tornado. We'll have to watch CC here. Yeah.
There is a CC drop.
There is?
Yes.
Okay, so we think we have a tornado on the ground right now in this area. So if you're right along Highway 20, yep, right there. So we're pretty sure we have a tornado on the ground right at this moment. So that's crossing Highway 20 at this minute. If you are in this area, then this is, you can see County Road 1665 where Highway 20 is located. And that goes back to the north. So if you're on the west end of Skiatook Lake, you have to take cover now. We believe a tornado is on the ground, and that's crossing 20 at this moment. And so I want to also point out, since that's the west end of Skiatook Lake, you have some homes, but you also have some lowland areas there. But County Road 2603, County Road 2130, right there is where we have the tornado crossing. Should have crossed right now. Can we go back to live radar for a moment, and we'll look at where the couplet is. And so that is, you can see like a donut hole, basically a circulation feature there. And then this is then velocity, if we could, on this. So this is right on 20, and then you're going to get to see. So this is, we don't show this too often, but this is the quadrant map of kind of all the data that we have. So this is crossing the Highway 20 area. This is the circulation associated with that velocity data, and this is what we call where we find the debris. And so then this is showing up that's pulling it up And we do think that we do have tornado on the ground. Shear is up considerably as well. Stacia, if you would, give us an update on storm track for the folks that are north and east of that, if you would.
Yes, Trav, and they just went confirmed on that tornado warning. So you see it now covered in red here and blinking. That's an indication that it is confirmed for the tornado warning. Pershing 937, Barnstall by 938. We want you in your safe spot. We can see debris being lofted on radar now east of Hominy. So if you live along Highway 20, it's pretty much right on top of you now, crossing over the highway onto the north side of town. But west of Skiatook Lake, continuing to Barnstall by 938, Talent by 939. Same time for Avant, Woolco by 941. If you're around the Wooller Rock area, pay very close attention to this, but Barnstall, Woolco, Avant, Talent, all in the path, and it should stay. We're going to watch Pershing pretty closely, but hopefully it will stay on the southeast sides of Pershing, but that does put it in line for Barnstall and Gillen. Trav?
All right, thanks so much. I appreciate it. So again, tornado on the ground. So this is what we're looking at in this area, and it's just a tight circulation, so there's no doubt we have a tornado. It just became quite evident here just about in the last 5 minutes. And we'll see if Ron or Alan will be able to see this or not. We want to show you a bigger picture too, because that's not the only thing. We see additional debris. We have that tornado warning continuing in northern portions of Osage County. So if you're northern Osage County, Chautauqua County, this is a severe storm. Kevin, have anything around the Sedan, Kansas area? Any at this moment? Nothing. Okay. And then velocity, if we can, out of Wichita, just looking at Sedan for the folks up there. Velocities are a little bit tighter to the north and west, not too far from where Kevin is located, but that does not look quite as intense. There's still wind damage here and the potential for some a tornado around Rogers. So that's just northwest of Sedan. Let's go back to our tornado warned storm down in Osage County, and that is the main event at this point that unfortunately is happening. You see the severe storm also that's down in northern Osage County. Circulation stations pointing this out for us. This is around the 4-acre area, and this is where we do think that there's another strong rotation. Brandon has been in this area with winds of 75 to 80 miles an hour, so that's going to cause damage and power outages. Confirmed tornado continues just north and northwest of Tulsa. There's our debris signature, as we say, so the radar is telling us it's there. So now this has moved across 20, and so this is now moving along County Road. It looks like 2130. If you're around 2130, 2595, you have to be in cover right now. 2130 is a pretty much target zone for you. Cotton Gin Road, where it intersects with 2130, and then also County Road 2701 and County Road 2160. You're up next, and that's going to go to the north arm near the Bull Creek boat ramp. If you're right in this area, this is the tornado debris, the circulation now on the north side, and the tornado on the north side, 25. Let's go back to our own velocities if we could on live radar. But this is going to be centered about right in here. And so that's what we see right in there. So this is right just to the west of the Bull Creek boat ramp area. And it's just passed on the very west end of Skiatook Lake. And that will continue to track to the northeast. I was stationed to get another storm track for you so you know where it's headed. But immediately, right at this moment, as you look at that and the velocity data that we have, it's on 2130 road at this time. 2130 road, if you're there, you need to be under cover at this particular moment in the center part of your home, away from outside windows and walls. We know it's on the ground. We have debris that is indicating that. We had a lowered cloud base, lowered wall cloud there. Station, what do you have?
Trav, we're tracking it northeast at 40 to 45. So we want folks in Gilland, in Nichols, in Barnstall to take those precautions now. You have about 10 to 15 minutes for Barnstall. 9:37 is the time. Talent by 9:38. Woolco about 9:40. Wooller Rock by 9:46. And then Oshaleta, pay attention to this, potentially by 9:49 to 9:50. Again, it's moving up to the northeast at 40 to 45. Trav?
All right. This tornado continues to move to the northeast, about 40 miles an hour, as you said. And this is very dangerous, a lot of debris with this. So this intensity of this storm has gone up dramatically. And so we do have a significant tornado at this point on the west side of Skiatook Lake moving northeast. So this is going to do a lot of damage. We're talking about a lot of damage. Don't get too nervous a lot of times, but this is a big tornado. So this circulation feature has continued right in here. And so what we're looking at is crossed Highway 20 now in the areas where if you live in Barnstall, any place south and west of Barnstall, any place that's just south and east of Winona, you have to go to cover. You just have to be on the safe side because this tornado is getting larger, and so we expect a lot of damage from this, and that means in fact, the velocity is now showing up even into some of the yellow areas, which means that it is a very strong tornado at this point. So this is a location of it. Let's go to live. Velocities, and yeah, let's look at that. So now it's up to a 2130 road, and that's moving northeast. So we are in Osage County, northwest of Tulsa. We'll give you a bigger view in a minute. The circulation, though, 2130 road, and so that's going to go on the north arm of Skytook Lake. That's headed still to the north and east. Let's widen out a little bit on this tornado warning right in here, okay? And then the tornado warning itself takes it to the north. We'll have Station do another storm track in a minute. But there is a tornado. It is on there. I don't know, has Ron or Alan been able to even see it? I don't know if Ron can see it or not. Do you have that?
As far as I know, no. It's really hilly and there's a lot of trees.
I don't hear you yet. There you go.
It's really hilly and there are a lot of trees in that area.
Okay.
So unless you're right on it, you're not going to be able to see it there.
Okay. So again, just on the northwest sides, Skytook Lake, tornado warning, tornado on the ground, moving up toward the Barnsdall area. Station, what do you have for storm track?
Yeah, Trav, so I have Barnsdall coming in at 936. And again, we want you in that safe spot if you live around Barnsdall to Gillen to Nichols. We want you in the centermost part of your home, lowest level, away from windows and doors. Put as many walls between your family and the outside as possible. Headed towards you to 936 in Barnsdall, Wolco by 939, Woolarock 945, and Oshaleta, Trav, by 948.
Okay, thanks. So again, any place to the north and east of this tornadic circulation, you have to get to safety. I can't tell you enough, Stacia can't tell you enough, because this is a very strong tornado. And it's kind of borderline to getting even stronger because it's unfortunately in the right spot to get stronger. And that's what we're seeing right now with this storm. So this is a tornado on the ground. And so any place in here, if you're between Skytook Lake and Barnsdall, you have to go to cover because there's a high probability you're going to get hit by a tornado, and it's not a small tornado. It is a strong tornado and borderline getting stronger if that's possible. So that's what we don't want to have. So we want you to be aware that this is a situation for you guys. This is a life and death situation because this type of tornado is very, very dangerous and does a lot of damage. And if you don't have people in a safe place, then you're going to get hurt. And so if you have some friends that were going home or saying, I'm going to bed, I'll worry about it later tonight. Later tonight is now. You might give them a quick call and tell them to quick get to the Frady hole, the Heidi hole, because the damage continues to show up. So the debris indicator is still here, which means that the tornado continues at the same rates. And we're looking at conditions which, as this moves to the northeast, again, tight circulation, this is debris. This is indicating to us there's debris that's flying lofted into the air. So we're picking up trees, we're probably picking up buildings on this. And then besides that, this is showing us how much shear is associated with it. It's very strong. And then this is the rotation. So there's a hail core that goes with that on the backside. So if you're not in the immediate tornado, you're probably getting some chunks of hail falling from the sky. But again, a tornado now on the ground, moving on up toward the Barnsdall area. Debris, we know it's there. That's the situation at this particular moment. So this is one of those tornado events that we really hate because it is a very powerful storm, and we knew we were waiting on these storms here for the last several hours because we knew they'd develop, but unfortunately it is now moving only a few minutes away from Barnsdall, so you have very little time to move to a place of safety. So we want you to move to that place of safety immediately as it moves to the northeast, and Stacia will have another storm track in a minute. I want to go to velocity data and look at the core of this again to see where we're at and zoom in a little bit closer if you could. Thanks. Okay, so this is where we're finding it, and I'm going to mention county roads again because it's right on the 2130 road, and then now that's moved north to 2160 road. So if you're around 2160 road, and now we're on the north end of Skytook Lake. So right here is Skytook Lake, the north arm of Skytook Lake. So that tornado is right in here. So that's what we're looking at this particular moment. You got to be in a safe spot at this moment. And Stacia, if you have a storm track for us, let's get it.
All right, Travis. So it's moving northeast at 40. So we're talking here coming in on Barnsdall within the next 10 minutes. So the Hammer Ranch, the Long Shot Ranch, all included in this path. If you're south and west of Barnsdall, Birch Lake area, we want you in your safe spot. Barnsdall here coming up in about the next, again, 10 minutes or so. And so for you guys, it's moving up. I'm going to put it at 42 miles per hour. And Barnsdall, 939. Wolco by 943. Oshaleta by 953. Okessa by 953. Trav?
All right. Again, can't urge you enough to move to a place of safety, because that's a bad storm. There's another really strong indication of another tornado that is moving in on Sedan, Kansas at this moment. We'll try to, but if you're up in Chautauqua County, we need you guys to also move to a place of safety. Chance of a tornado there is pretty high, moving in on Chautauqua and also Sedan, Kansas. So those are the areas. There's two main areas, and unfortunately, the one that we have at this moment that's just southwest of Barnsdall, you just have a few minutes to get to a safe place. This is a very strong tornado. And as it continues to move to the northeast, we will see what happens. It has been confirmed by emergency manager, police department as well. So we have that. Our storm trackers are all around it. And so it's in an area that's kind of hard to get to as far as highways are concerned. But it'll be in Barnsdall in just a few moments. And that means that you need to be in a safe spot right now. Here's the circulation. Here's the Barnsdall area. And that is continuing to wrap up and move to the north and east. So we're sitting at 928 coming up on 929. And this is going to be likely, you see the county roads, and let's go back to velocity if you could for a moment, please. And we're looking at County Road 2240 now, 2240. It's right at 2240 and 3780 roads. If you're there, it is a tornado. It's guaranteed a tornado, unfortunately. County Road 2251, intersection with 2240. If you're any place close to that, you better be in a safe spot. If you're in Barnsdall, you have to be in a safe spot. Not scaring you, just make your plans, move to the safe spot now. County Road 2471, 2420, 2487. And then also 2280 and 2240. These are the main county roads where you're going to have an impact immediately. And so that's coming in on Barnsdall in the next few minutes. And if you are in Barnsdall, we've had multiple severe storms for you guys this year. But unfortunately, you're getting ready to get hit with a very, very powerful tornado. And it's getting stronger and it's not getting weaker. So this is a problem where you need to move to a safe place right now. I don't know. Have you heard from Ron or from Alan at all, from those guys, and what they're seeing, or flashes of light or anything?
Alan's not quite.
On the wrong one again, I can't hear you.
Alan's not quite close enough to it just yet. Ron's a bit south of it. Brandon is just south of Pahuska, near the Highway 11 intersection, but they have blocked. He said that the law enforcement has blocked off travel eastbound on 11 from 99.
Okay. All right. So this is the conditions that we're seeing right now. Tornado, strong tornado. Stacia will get you to do another storm track for us, an update on this. But this is I don't want to say violent, but this is strong to one of the stronger tornadoes we've had in a long time. So again, please take cover, Stacia.
Yeah, Trav, this track still has its eye on Barnsdall, and we're talking in the next 6 minutes, 5 to 6 minutes. So please find that safe spot now, as Trav mentioned. 937 for Barnsdall, Nichols and Gilland, 936. So we're talking areas around Birch Lake, headed up to Barnsdall, Talent by 939, crossing Highway 11, continuing potentially on to Woler Rock, 947, and also Trav, Bartlesville. Folks in Bartlesville need to pay attention to this. If it continues, that could put Bartlesville in the path in the next 30 minutes.
Okay, and that's a point for you guys up to the north, because this is a supercell. Supercell is just a monster storm, and then we have this other storm coming in from out of the west. We can back out just a hair bit on this if we could for a moment. So here's the thunderstorm. That's just to the west. So these are going to merge here in just a second. So this is rotating. Tornadoes on the ground, moving in on Barnsdall. And so as this line moves in, Brandon was saying stopping him from being able to intercept the storm. So that's kind of a little tough for us to have to deal with. But again, they don't want anybody driving on the road and running right into a tornado, which is understandable. But if you're just around the Pahuska area, east side of Pahuska, Ranch Land on the east side, Woler Rock, Barnsdall, and then on up to Bartlesville. You see what's going on here. This is an active tornado, very strong tornado. Compared to a couple of the tornadoes that we've gone through, we've had to some that we think are strong, but this is very, very strong tornado. So this is going to continue to move northeast. And as Stacia mentioned, I think it's a good idea if you're around Bartlesville, be prepared, because it is a chance that this could maintain if this line does not catch up with it in time. And even if it does, it could even enhance it a little bit more. But you see the signature hook. This is what so many times we see with a major tornado, and that's what's going on right now. Let's go back to velocity data and a closer look on this. We have a severe thunderstorm along this entire line, but the now closer in, we're locked in just south and west of Barnsdall at this moment. So there it is, and that is going to take you into Barnsdall at this moment. Ron, okay, Ron, go ahead.
Yes, Travis, there is a funnel. I cannot tell if it's on the ground or not, but I am looking back to my north and east just barely. But there is a funnel. I cannot tell because it's behind some trees.
Yeah.
There is a funnel. There is a funnel there.
Yeah,
sure.
we're going to confirm it's a tornado just because of the debris that we have, the debris ball, and everything else on radar. So, yeah, so you're seeing it probably treetop, and we're seeing it down low. Thanks. We'll get you to continue if you can get in this area. So if you're just joining us now, a tornado warning is in effect for eastern Osage County. Barnsdall, if you're just tuning in right now, take cover right now. Right now, don't waste any time. This is the tornado moving in on town here. We're only about a mile or so away from a mile and a half, 2 miles just south of Barnsdall at this moment. Let's go to live radar if we could. We got who?
We need to go to Alan here. He's gotten a visual on things.
Okay, Alan, you got a visual on this? What's going on?
I got a viewer friend sent me a picture from Tall Chief Cove facing northwest. So he's got a beautiful funnel from his perspective. We are sitting right on the Highway 75 right now, and we've got up to 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, okay.
We're not even close to the storm yet, so we've got a lot coming our way.
Yeah, be ready. And not beautiful, just going to say. But this is what he's looking at there. Let's go back to what we have at this moment. So this is circulation feature, and what's going on now is it's on County Road 2251. Literally, it's coming into Barnsdall. This is the northern edge of the periphery of the strongest winds right now in the areas of Barnsdall. And let's go to live if we can. So, I mean, we're less than 5 miles. Yep, 5 minutes away. And so you're like right there. Let's look at, yep. So this circulation feature here from Barnsdall to the west side, this is coming on into town, and velocities from INX for a second, if you would. And so that couplet's just right here. And so it's going to take pretty much a direct hit in Barnsdall. As we said before, we had the damage before. We have to have you go to another safe place. I mean, it's just right now. You can't wait. If you're on the south side, you're in it already. You should have winds that could be in excess of 115, 120 miles an hour if that's on right where you're going to be. So that's then you can see what's going on right in here. This little bit of a snake look. We don't like that. That's a sign of a tornado. We've had debris signatures along this whole path, and so there's a good chance that it's in Barnsdall right now on the south side, moving through Barnsdall right now. So hoping and praying you guys are in a safe place at this moment. As that continues to track to the north, that's going to be a problem for a lot of folks potentially if this continues much longer. Stacia, if you could give us another update on storm.
Yes, Trav. So again, coming into Barnsdall here in the next about 2 minutes. So Barnsdall here very soon. Talent 941 crossing from Highway 11 over to 123, continuing up to the northeast from there at about 40 to 45. This will take it to Woler Rock by 949, and potentially Oshaleta. Want you to pay attention to this. 954. Bartlesville also wants you ready to go. 902 if this holds together. Trav.
All right. Thanks. We do have a couple of cells developing on the south side, and thanks to our National Weather Service friend, because we are so focused on the tornado that is in Barnsdall. Again, if you're in Barnsdall, you got to be in cover. That is now just right across your area at this moment, but we're seeing some cells developing down to the south. This is a similar look to what these cells were, and we've had a merger. We're seeing a little bit of a merger. Now the tornado warning's been extended to Bartlesville. You'll see that on last frame right in there. So Bartlesville, you're up next, and that's why we have been concerned about how long this is going to last, because this is supercell. But if you're around Okmulgee and north, we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Hey, Aaron, can you have Durkee watch that cell down to the south end in Okmulgee County? Okay. So we're in Barnsdall right now. Tornado warning. It'd be nice if it just lifted and went over town, but this is a circulation feature right on top of town at this moment. So you're in town, in Barnsdall at this moment with a circulation feature, strong damaging winds all around you at this moment. So please, hopefully you're not listening to us, but you're in a safe spot, maybe listening to us streaming. Remember, you can stream, and you can go to our News on 6 website and stream there. That'll get you the coverage that you need. The debris ball continues to show up here, so we're picking up plants, we're picking up trees, we're picking up potential buildings and stuff like that. It's awful when we have to get to this point, but it's just right over town right now. So again, hoping that you guys in Barnsdall are safe. This is going to continue to track right over the town. So we're taking pretty much a direct hit right in Barnsdall. So as that's over Highway 11 at this moment, for you guys to the north side, that's going to be right along 123. If you're there, let's do a storm track on what's going on with what's happening. And so we do need to see what's happening there.
Trav, it is ready to go. And so this track here, Barnsdall now is just south of Talent. That will continue on to Wooller Rock. The tornado warning was extended now into Washington County, and it includes Bartlesville until 10:15. So for Bartlesville, folks, you're looking at 10:02 for this to get into town. So Wooller Rock to Fight to Bartlesville, and even Dewey wants you to start to take those precautions now. We hope you're there in Barnsdall and kind of bunkered down. But Wooller Rock, you're up next. Oshaleta, get in your safe spot as well. Matoaco, I don't think I said that right, over in northern parts of Washington County, just north of Oshaleta. Want you guys in your safe spot in Bartlesville. Get there here very soon. Trav?
All right. Yeah, I think during a tornado warning, we can say anything, and that's okay. We're talking again. This is something that needs to be associated with kind of figuring out where that's going to go. We do believe that that storm will continue tracking to the northeast. We do have some information as well from the Storm Prediction Center that is also saying that, hey, eventually that's going to be absorbed, which we've been talking about, into that line of thunderstorms. But there could be an increase in the intensity of this tornado, and we don't want it to be any stronger. What do you have?
Yeah, Trevor, if you go to weather or Lynx 1, we have a photo of that from Skytook Lake.
Okay, we can quickly take a look at Lynx 1 there, and you'll be able to see that was the tornado. Again, from a distance, but you see that tornado that was over Skytook Lake. And so it was quite clear and evident that was happening. Of course, that was with lightning strikes, so you're able to show that. Tornado over Barnsdall and to the east and northeast of Barnsdall now, so that's moving further to the northeast. This is what we call the debris ball, which are the debris area, which is indicating that we are still picking up stuff and debris that isn't related to hail or rain in the radar. And this is the association with that. Yep.
Ron has power flashes if you'd like to talk to him.
Okay, Ron, yeah, go ahead. Give us an update on what you're seeing.
Yes, Travis, I am looking back to my north and east, just straight northeast almost. Power flashes around the lowering that I was talking about earlier. There is a funnel, and that is a fairly good sized funnel, Travis. But it's obviously on the ground because there is power flashes around that funnel, Travis. Back to you.
Okay, power flashes indicate strong damaging winds and tornado. So that's what we still have, and debris. So that's with Ron. He's seeing that at this point. Alan's picking this up. Kevin will be... how's that storm up there? Can he back off and come back around or toward Bartlesville? You got him? Okay. And so this one continues to track to the northeast. And I lost Vaughn in all of this. I don't know. I saw him a little bit ago, but he's gone. It's over Barnsdall at this moment. So any place east side of Barnsdall, west side of Barnsdall. This is a very large tornado moving northeast across this area. So now, if you're further northeast, here's what we have to look for. And if you're right around County Road 2301, and of course, this is going to kind of hang close to the Highway 123. So the State Highway 123, if you're along that, and also toward Wooller Rock, which is just to the east, or north, I should say north and east from this area, you will have to be undercover right now because this is a significant tornado still in this area, moving northeast, and you can pretty much tell that from the flashing red polygons. But the tornado warning now is going to extend all the way through Bartlesville with an update at this point. And let's go back to what did you say, Station?
It's an emergency
tornado warning. So this is the update that we have at this moment. So okay, so that just means that we want everyone in Bartlesville because this storm is coming in your direction. It's on the ground. Our next location will be near Wooller Rock, and then it's going to be moving in on Bartlesville. And so that's where Stacia has been talking about. So make your tornado preparedness pretty much at this point, so you don't have to, at the last second, try to figure out what you're going to do if you're near Bartlesville, because this is a very, very powerful tornado that continues to track to the northeast. So this is an area from Barnsdall extending back on 123, coming into Bartlesville at this moment. This warning goes till 10:15. We're sitting at 9:42. This will be extended just because of what's going on and where this is headed. Stacia, what speed did you have this at? 30?
I have this at 35 to 40. I'm sorry,
Okay.
I just zoomed out on accident there.
That's okay. And so this is the circulation. We've had the debris with that, if you would.
Okay. Public storm shelter at Bartlesville Schools has been open.
Okay.
Oh, Barnsdall.
Barnsdall.
There's a
Well,
public
it's too-
shelter at Barnsdall.
Yeah, I tell you what. Okay, so there was a public shelter there that people went to. Okay, you can't go now, obviously, because you got a shelter in place. Because it's too late for that, because it's already through the Barnsdall area. And so, but that's a shelter that apparently a lot of folks went into. So again, hopefully that's okay. We're just praying for folks in this area. This is continuing to track northeast, again, right along Highway 123. So we know the tornado's on the ground. We have the debris. We've seen the picture of it. And so I doubt whether it's just raising and lowering and coming back up and cycling. This is a steady state, long track tornado that we're looking at now. And this is going to continue to move northeast toward Bartlesville. And I have Stacia get you another update in a second. But here's that debris ball again. So additional debris showing up. And what do you have? Go to Ron. Ron, another update. Ron, go ahead.
Travis, that's a very large tornado, Travis. Very large tornado. Every time the lightning strikes over there, it's a very large tornado. I wouldn't be surprised if it's. It's a very large tornado, Travis.
Okay, all right, kind of a wedge on the ground right now. And
It's real close, Travis. The whole wall cloud's real close to the ground.
Okay.
All
right. Okay, thank you. And go back. Let's get back to stay on here. Let's go, Stacia. Can you give us another update, see what's like for folks in Bartlesville? Again, if you're northeast of Barnsdall, 123, you got to go to cover, and let's find out more about what's going on up to Bartlesville Station.
Okay, Trav, so we're tracking it up to Wooler Rock next. We want folks in Wooler Rock along 123 in your safe spot now. Continuing up to Torpedo. Torpedo would be at 9:59. Wooler Rock, you're looking at 9:50 in the next about 5 minutes. Bartlesville, still just after 10 o'clock, 10:02, 10:03. And so you have about 15 more minutes. So find that safe spot now. Put as many walls between your family and the outside as possible and find that centermost part, lowest level of your home. We're going to track it into Washington County. And that will even include the Dewey area by 10:09, potentially on the Hog Shooter by 10:09, and Glen Oak Trav by 10:13.
Okay, we cannot emphasize enough how dangerous and deadly of a tornado this is. Just looking at National Weather Service radar, and I just saw as well, Steve Piltz from the National Weather Service says we could be borderline on an EF4 tornado right now. So that is what we consider a violent tornado. Those are very seldom that we get to this point. We want you to move. You have to get someplace safe. There's just no other alternative, because this is going to just knock out a tremendous amount of things that are in its path. So this is a wedge tornado on the ground. And I was talking to OG&E guys today in Sapulpa early this morning. We were talking about what it looks like, but it's just pretty much a wall cloud on the ground. It's just a whole thing, which means it's very wide, and it's continuing to track right up 123. So again, anywhere from Wooler Rock extending into Bartlesville, as we were mentioning, you have to move to a place of safety. This is a deadly storm. And so that means you don't go out just looking for it. It'll find you. I don't want to say it that way, but I mean, literally, it's too big to be messing with at all. So this debris associated with its circulation feature, this is moving, unfortunately, targeting right now through Bartlesville. And that's giving you, Stacia just pointed out, about 15 minutes. That's all. And that could have a direct hit in Bartlesville as well. So it's hit Barnsdall. And we know that it was in Barnsdall. We had confirmation of that, visual confirmation from emergency management. Now this is moving right on up 123. It's near Wooler Rock right here. A lot of debris here, strong damaging winds. So we're in excess of 130 miles an hour. And so now we're pushing it on to the north and east. Any additional information, Aaron?
Yeah, Alan is in a position, he can confirm that there's a large tornado.
Okay, so does he have video to see it or not at this point from his location?
I believe he's trying to get into a better position,
Okay.
but just visually from where he's at on Highway 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it. So again, this is where we're located, just near Wooler Rock, and we're going to get another update from station with a new storm track. This is 123. We said it was going to go up 123, and that's what it's doing. If you're on either side, right or left side of 123, you need to be in a very safe place. That means the lowest floor, middle of your home. If you have a basement, storm shelter, you need to go to that right now. This is a very deadly, dangerous, and violent tornado now, we feel, as that continues to track to the north and to the east. Who? Vaughn. Okay, Vaughn, let's get video. What do you have? Let's take a look. What do you have?
It's on the ground. I got clear. It's your classic wedge. It may be, it's a big tornado, like Ron was saying. Look right there on the one-way sign, right at the left of the pole. You can see it as soon as the lightning strikes. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more. So right there's the pole. Just look right to the left when the lightning strikes. There it is, right there.
Yeah, we see it right there. So
okay.
That's
it's a wedge. It's a wedge on the ground.
All right, you're going to move north with that? Vaughn, you moving north with it? Are you going to move north with that?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Travis.
All right. Holler at me as well as you're hollering at Aaron there. And again, so that's a wedge on the ground, as we just said. This is the tornado right on 123. So it's it's basically at the entrance to Wooler Rock. So the Wooler Rock area is going to be on the western fringe or western side of this, but it's going to be a very wide tornado. You can see how fast it's updating and coming. Velocity data continues to show it. Very, very strong indications. Yeah. So this is. This is unfortunately, and I hate to use the word textbook, but this is the worst kind of scenario we see with this. So if you're in Bartlesville, where Stacia, give us an update again, how much time you have to get into a safe place in Bartlesville, because this is now just on the east and southeast sides of Wooler Rock. And so in Wooler Rock and also on 123. Stacia, what do you have?
Trav, for Bartlesville, you have 10 minutes. 10 minutes to get in that safe spot. Just do it now. Find the centermost part of your home. Get away from windows and doors. If you can grab a bike helmet pretty quickly for kiddos, put that on. You're looking at 9:59. So again, 10 more minutes for Bartlesville. Dewey, 10:05. Glen Oak by 10:09. Copan, you're looking at 10:14. And again, this tornado warning includes Washington County, now moving up 123, as Trav mentioned, just east of Wooler Rock, up towards Bartlesville. And you have 10 minutes in Bartlesville. A little sooner, a little shorter on that time frame if you're on the southwest side of Bartlesville, Trav.
All right, and this is a violent storm. We have very, very strong winds associated with this. So this is about as strong a winds as we're going to see, and hopefully we don't see this again for a long time, because this is a very dangerous situation as it continues to move to the northeast. So we're literally just moving in on the south and west sides of Bartlesville. So if you're around the communities of Torpedo, Fight, you're kind of on just the northwest strong wind side, damaging wind side. The wedge will move just northeast. It's coming up into an area just south of Bartlesville and south and west of Bartlesville. And unfortunately, we are targeting right now Bartlesville. Stacia just mentioned it. Debris continues to show up, but there's a wedge on the ground. And so anytime that happens, that's going to be the case. And Vaughn, I don't know if you can see it out your window while you're going up with us on 75. Give us an update. What you're seeing is the same story?
It's still on the ground. It's a wedge.
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait for the lightning strike. I got to find it again. Okay, there's a tree. Hold on just a second. Yeah. Okay, so there's a tree in the way right now, but momentarily you will be able to see as soon as the lightning strikes. There's the tree.
I see that. Yeah, there's trees.
So,
but it's right there. So it's on the ground.
Yep.
All right. Just keep on going. We'll let you go. Let's go back to radar. We're going to get another storm track. Bartlesville. It's coming in. Here's Bartlesville, south and west side. Tornado. Violent tornado. We think on the ground, a lot of damage, tremendous amount of damage going to be happening with this. And we'll get reports from the news, what's happened in Barnesville in a little bit, but we're going to continue to track what's going on here. This is now getting closer to the Bartlesville area. So, Stacia, what is our time ETA roughly right now? 10 o'clock?
4 minutes.
Okay,
10 o'clock.
All right, so coming up in just a few minutes here. So this is the latest storm track. We're going to stay with this. And so if you're just at the Torpedo area, obviously it's coming in on you first, and then it's coming right in on the city at this moment. And so as that continues to track into town, Allen is there and Vaughn is there. So we're going to track it right into the city, unfortunately. Again, this is right where it's located, just to the southwest sides of town. And debris signature continues to show that it's on the ground, and it continues to be violent and just a wedge right in here. I don't know if it could occlude on itself, but it'd sure be nice if it could. The storm's coming in from the west because I think it's merging a little bit right now. Do we have it merging? Yeah, so it's merging into the line. So this is going to be real interesting what happens, because this is the line of thunderstorms coming in on it. So this sometimes enhances it. Sometimes it'll help kill it before it gets, we don't know for sure. But we do know that it's about as dangerous a situation as you can have for Bartlesville to Dewey. So the only thing we can hope is that this overtakes it, cuts off the circulation, and knocks it down some, because when it's this strong, it's hard to stop it. So this is what we're looking at, just south and west sides of Bartlesville. Line of thunderstorms, they're all severe along this entire line. So Ron's got severe weather down at Hominy to Highway 20 and Skytook. And let's go in and take a close look again, coming in right now on the city and just southwest side. So the circulation is right southwest of Torpedo and just south of Bartlesville, southwest, coming in on town at this particular moment. So if you are right in this area, this is what we have as a particularly dangerous situation. Emergency tornado warning is now in effect for this area. And so there is we're getting reports of Barnsdall's pretty much has all roads blocked at this moment. Multiple houses are gone in Barnsdall, gas leaks coming in from out of Barnsdall. So this is what's going to happen, unfortunately, as we continue to the northeast, and damage appears to be about a half-mile wide, possibly, or more out of this. So that's going to come in on the south side of Bartlesville, and that's what we're seeing right now from around the Torpedo area. Let's go back to Shear for a moment, and then we'll talk to Vaughn again, try to get another update so he can get us closer in. So this is what's coming in on the city, 100-plus mile-per-hour winds at least. And so you're going to lose power, and so you're going to be lost with that. Trees will go down, and you have power lines down. And so this is going to be covering an area that's on the south, and pretty much, let's move this just a little bit further to the south and west. There you go. Yeah, nope, the other way. Thank you. And so what you're seeing is the city of Bartlesville right in here that's merging in on the south side of town now, not too far from the golf course at this moment. Let's zoom in a little bit closer on it again around Barnsdall, and then we'll get a storm track from you. Bartlesville, excuse me. So this is coming in. It's right on the county line on the southwest side of town. So you've got heavy rain, probably some hail, and then the wind is now really strong, where you're going to get strong winds that are going to be causing extreme wind damage, and then a tornado coming in right in the core of Bartlesville. That's what it looks like right at this minute. This might veer just a little bit as this line of storms is coming in on the city, but we're right on the south and southwest side of town with the latest data and the debris. And Stacia, real quick update on storm track, if you could, that'd be great for us.
All right, Trav, so Torpedo now, Bartlesville, next few minutes. Dewey, 10:03, 10:20, Trav.
Okay, thanks. Here's the tornado again. As we continue to track, you're going to have to be to the north of Bartlesville. You have to watch out as much as everybody in Bartlesville. Go to your safe place right now. Vaughn, I know you're on the road at this moment there, and just give us an update on what you have, will you? Do you see it? Vaughn, you there? And go ahead.
Yes. So I'm coming in the south side of Bartlesville right now. I'm looking off to my northwest.
And, okay, I lost you. Let's go back to radar. Let's keep him in the bottom corner if you can. If he comes back, throw him on the air. But anyways, he's coming in on the southwest side of town here. And so violent, strong winds of over 100 miles an hour coming in with this at this particular moment. So you can see him on the south side. So right where I'm basically standing right here, that's Vaughn's video coming in on town on Bartlesville. So we want you all to be covering, because we're at this moment until I have an exact location. This is a little bit further away from the radar, so there's a little bit more air in what you can have, but it's coming in on the southwest side. Is Vaughn not able to, is his, okay, Vaughn, are you there? Vaughn?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Go ahead, you cut out. Go ahead, give me an update right now, Bartlesville.
Okay, I'm looking back to my back. There's no rotation behind us, right?
Yep, it's just to your west.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not seeing any power flashes right now, Travis, but it's coming into a very populated area.
Yeah.
I've been around this county enough to know it's going to be pretty close to the high school also, and the college is there too. So
Also west.
I'm going to get on top of the hill right here on the south side of Bartlesville and see if I can't see something.
Okay.
Get back to you.
All right, let's get back to radar real quick. And coverage is now with our radio stations as well. We do have welcome our radio stations back into our coverage right now. We have a tornado warning in Bartlesville, north of Tulsa. This is a severe thunderstorm with damaging wind. And Stacia, I'll have you do another storm track in just a second, but this is coming in right now on the southwest side of Bartlesville. Only good news is what Vaughn just said. If there was any miracle of having this storm kind of collapsing in on itself as that line of thunderstorms comes in, that would be a big deal. But this is a circulation feature in here. Let's go back to our shear, if we could, and look at that. And I'll get you the storm track. So this is the update of what's, unfortunately, we still have the debris signature, and it's the S curve, which is, again, coming right in on the city. So you're going to have the worst of it right into Bartlesville, south and west sides of town. Vaughn, any quick update? Anything?
No, I have not seen any power flashes. Of course, in the lights here in the city, it's a little harder to see. So I haven't seen any, Travis. I'm looking to my northwest. It should be only about, at the most, 4 miles from me to the northwest. Maybe a little bit closer than that, but so far I hadn't seen any, Travis, so I want to keep watching.
Yeah, because it's literally should be on the south side, southwest sides of town. You're real close to where you are on 75. So, yeah, if you can look off, just keep your eyeball to your left, that'd be great. Let's go back to radar and get an update. Again, there's still debris signature. Some of that can be lofted for a while, so that can be up there for a minute. But let's go to Stacia with a quick update. Stacia?
Yeah, Trav, so in Bartlesville, we want you in that safe spot now for Dewey coming up here soon by 10:03, Juan by 10:17, and continuing on from there to Noxie by 10:24. Tornado warning will continue until 10:15 for Washington County. And so again, this storm now in Bartlesville, take your tornado precautions if you haven't done so already. We hope you're there. We hope you're there now and very quickly get there. For Dewey, you're still looking at about 10:03, and then again for Juan by 10:17. Trav?
All right, thanks. I appreciate it. So again, it's coming in on Bartlesville. If they have any luck at all, boy, I tell you, it'd sure be nice. Okay, Vaughn, another quick update from you. What do you have in Bartlesville?
Yeah, sirens going off, of course.
Yep.
I thought I saw a lowering that way, so I'm trying to get to a bigger hill here and just kind of sit and watch. This is going to pass to the west of Highway 75, correct?
Yeah, it's just barely to the west.
Dewey, right?
Yeah, and so the core of it is, and so we're trying, it's kind of spread out a little bit, but it's just right in your vicinity. But again, I'm going to be extremely happy. This would be amazing if nothing really happens. Comparatively speaking, because we do have a video of Barnsdall. We're not going to show it now, guys, but we will in just a little bit. We first want to find out a little bit more about what's going on in terms of right around immediate Bartlesville area. And so that's moving across Bartlesville at this moment. And you can see where Vaughn is in relationship to that. Vaughn is just kind of to your northwest at this moment. And if we don't, I'm not getting any reports. Megan, are you getting any reports of anything in Bartlesville right this second? Power flashes where? Just in Bartlesville? Yes. Straight away? Yeah. Okay, Vaughn, that was power flashes in. I mean, we have to have some because this is a strong line right in here. Let's go back to velocity data, Stacia, and get us another look at what's happening right in here, if you would, please. So it's right over the center parts of Bartlesville to the north and to the west side. So that continues to be the circulation feature. Vaughn primarily is just to your north and west a couple of miles, and just on the north and west sides of Bartlesville. South side should be strong as well. And Stacia, another quick update from you, and then we'll go back to Vaughn.
Yeah, so Dewey, you're up next here in the next 2 minutes. We want you in your safe spot for Dewey at 10:03. Juan would be by 10:16, Noxie by 10:23, and if it continues up to Deering by 10:30, but definitely around Dewey and Juan, getting those safe spots now. Trav?
Okay, thanks. I appreciate that. The tornado warning will continue over Bartlesville. We don't see any changes happening for the immediate time because that is near and on the Bartlesville Municipal Airport coming up over the city. So that's where we do have some power flash reports. Yep. Vaughn, go ahead. Go.
Yeah, we got power flashes right here in Bartlesville. I'm on the south side. Oh, actually, I'm not.
No.
Yeah, I can't tell exactly where I am.
You are center.
Anyway,
yeah, you're near 60.
Yeah. So
Your video froze right now, so we don't have video at this moment other than just a frozen shot. But you can stay online here for a minute. And yeah, thanks, guys. So it's over Bartlesville right now, continuing to move to the northeast. If you're near Dewey, it's coming up on you at this particular moment. Vaughn is located just right along it. Vaughn, you'll be coming in on it. So again, right at Bartlesville and on the north and west sides, continuing to track to the northeast. And velocity, let's go back to INX for a minute. So there it is. And shear, let's keep... see what we can find in here. So it's just the strongest pretty much from where you are. Okay, your video is back. I know it's hard to see, but we do have winds estimated again to be up near 100 miles an hour based on radar data. And so that is expected because of what we're dealing with right now. Biggest impact is on the north and west sides of town, the way it appears. Vaughn, do you have wind estimates of how strong the winds are on your side?
Oh, yeah. At least 80 miles an hour, Travis. At least 80 miles an hour here where I am.
Okay. All right. So
stronger than that, I bet.
All right. So again, if you are in Bartlesville to the north station, we got to get another storm track. But at Bartlesville, you had to be in cover. It's headed to Dewey. We know that just in a matter of a minute or two. What do you have?
It should be in Dewey now, Trav, or just getting there. 10:20 for Noxie, but for 10:15. Again, down the line, South Coffeyville, maybe 10:30 here, West Coffeyville, and the Coffeyville vicinity is what we'll call it, by 10:30, Trav.
All right. Thanks. I appreciate that very much. So again, if you are on the north and east sides of really just the north side of Bartlesville, you're in the midst of it right now, right in Dewey. This is the edge of the tornado warning. So this is the circulation feature of what we've had. And so we do expect damage. And Aaron, what do you have?
Yeah, Allen's in the probably the RFD area a little bit further south. He's getting some very strong winds there coming on the backside of that circulation.
Okay, 50, 60, or 80? What does he have? If you can find out from him, because that'll kind of make a difference on what's going on. Vaughn, one more update from you. What do you have for us as you're looking through there? I see it's nothing but pouring rain and wind. Anything else to add?
No, but even if the tornado's not on the ground, if you have straight line winds, these are really strong, really strong.
Okay.
But I haven't seen any power flashes. I'm headed back north now. Really strong southwest wind still coming across northern Bartlesville. Yep. So I'll keep watching it.
All right, thanks. So again, core is just on the north side over Dewey at this moment. So this whole big thing is just circulating and rotating in here. And so that's now on the Bartlesville to the north side to Dewey. And let's look at velocity data if we could one more time. We'll get some more storm track information. But the circulation right in here at Dewey. Moving to the northeast. So if you're in this area, we need you to, again, move to a shelter. Let's get closer in on city streets and just on the north side. There you go. And then, Stacia, we're going to have you do a quick storm track. I want to point out, though, a few things. Main circulation should be near Dewey and just on 75 now. So if you're around 1300 Road, 1400 Road, intercepts with 3980 Road, and then also Durham Road. You're right in the midst of it right now. You need to be in your safe place now because it's hitting you now, and you probably obviously know that. So we have to go a little bit further north. 4 Mile Road's coming up to you, on you momentarily. So if you're around 4 Mile Road, be advised. And of course, right along Highway 75, that is the core of the circulation feature with that. Stacia, what do you have?
Trav, okay, Copan's up next, Washashi State Park, and that will be by 10:15. 10:22, Noxie about 10:30. I did slow it down a bit because it got absorbed by the line, but it's still northeast at about 40. That takes it to Lenapaw by 10:30, and maybe Tyro by 10:30 as well. Pay attention to this.
All right, and that's the first part of the storm. We have the additional line of thunderstorms continuing to push across Washington County and also into northwestern Tulsa County. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning that I'm going to mention at this moment for Rogers County, southeastern Osage, Creek County, southern Washington, southwestern Nowata, northwestern Wagoner, southeastern Pawnee, and Tulsa County. That goes till 10:45. Severe thunderstorm with winds of 50 to 70 miles per hour along the leading edge of that line of thunderstorms will be causing problems. problems here for us as we go through the next hour. So if you are in those areas, counties I just mentioned, that is a severe thunderstorm, and we could have 70-mile-an-hour winds and a penny-size hail is the latest warning on that particular cell, or on the particular line of storms. But right now, focus is still on the north and east sides of Bartlesville. Since it's hit Bartlesville, let's go back to areas right around where Vaughn is located on the north side, and then Stacia, I got to get a storm track. Vaughn, update from you. What do you have?
Yeah, I'm headed east on Highway 60 now. So much lightning, you can't really tell if there's power flashes or not. I'm starting to get some quarter-size hail here on the east side of Bartlesville. Still, winds are at least 50 to 60 here on the south side of Bartlesville, Travis.
All right. So we got, what do you have?
Hey, you need to go to Alan and talk to Alan. Yep.
Alan, update from you. You're on the south side. What do you have for us?
Yes, sir. We're facing, facing south now. We got a metal building that's blown from somewhere just off this highway. It caught a hold of this power line here. We got hit with a few boards when we were driving across the road. You see my screen now. You can tell we got a metal building entangled in these power lines here.
Wow. Yeah. And where are you guys exactly right now?
We are about 100 yards, I guess, south of Highway 60 on 75.
Okay. All right. So that's where Vaughn just went through. So again, some serious damage that was floating in the air. Some of that stuff could have been floating for miles. As big a tornado as what we've just gone through with the amount of debris. Thanks, Alan. Appreciate it. Back to radar, and then we're going to get a storm track coming up. Well, Stacia just has a new storm track for us. Just going to read it off right now while she keeps looking. So Copan, 10:15. We're at 10:07, 10:08. 10:08 right now, and then that'll be going on up toward Tyro and Kansas, and just a little bit. So this is where the main core of this is located, where the circulation is the worst. We've had tornado stuff, and I tell you what, the debris signature continues to show up. So we still think there's a tornado potentially on the ground just north of Vaughn. Hey, Vaughn, is there? I mean, we still have debris, but I mean sometimes that lags, especially if you're lofting a bunch of debris high up into the sky for a while. But can you tell anything just to your north and to your northwest what's going on?
I'm gonna sit here and look for a second, Travis.
Okay.
There's no traffic on the road. I can sit here and watch for a little bit and see if I see any kind of power flashes or anything.
Okay.
So, yeah. As soon as I do, I'll get back with you.
All right, sounds good. Let's go back to radar, and we'll get an update from Stacia again in just a minute. So here's a look at what's going on. So that's Vaughn's video. Let's go back to radar for a second. So this circulation, so we still have a tornado, we believe, in Dewey. That's still moving north. I don't think we've extended. Have we extended the tornado warning yet? I don't know if that was extended. Okay, it's just in there. Larger.
Washington County, the northern parts of Washington
Okay,
County.
so that's been added. Okay, I see right in here. So we do believe we still have the tornado going on. It's gone through Bartlesville, now through Dewey, and then it's moving northeast. Stacia, you want to give us another quick update on storm track, please?
So Copan, 10:15, Juan, 10:20, Owen by 10:24, Caney, pay attention, this would be 10:25, getting close to town, Tyro 10:30, along with Deering and Coffeyville, Trav at 10:35.
All right, and getting multiple reports out of Barnsdall, and we can, if you guys want to, do a double box or put the box where the storm trackers were and put the video of the Barnsdall tornado in there, but we need to stay on the air here with the actual tornado on the ground, still around north and east of Dewey. So this is the location. You're just south of Copan, around the Dewey area. So that line, unfortunately, hasn't merged as much as what I hoped it would. It is continuing to enhance the severity of the storm, so that hasn't cut it off at all. This is behind me is the damage from what has happened in Bartlesville or in Barnsdall, and so that's what we're looking at there. And so we do want you to be advised that this is what's happening, because this same tornado still moving northeast, still a very strong tornado. And potentially still near, I wouldn't say near violent levels, but it's getting a little further away from the radar, so it's a little hard to see because we're not near the surface as much as we were before. But the circulation feature continues. Let's zoom in a little bit more on city street data if we could. And with that debris signature, that's still indicating to us that we have additional strong damaging winds. So now if you're around 3-mile or 4-mile roads, you're right in the middle of it at this point. You need to be in a safe spot. Also, anywhere from Highway 75, either side of Highway 75 by several miles, especially east of Highway 75 because it's moving more easterly or northeasterly, so that's going to take it to the county line with Nowata here in just a little bit. But East 100 Road, 4 Mile Road, East 1200 Road. You're right now in the middle of coming up on the major part or the center of it all. And again, you're seeing damage out of the Barnstall area where we have had multiple homes leveled and a tremendous amount of damage being reported in these areas. Obviously, first responders are there now, and we're going to see that in Bartlesville here in a few minutes. It's been in Dewey and now moving north and east. So if you are in areas just on the near Copan and north and east to the county line with Nowata, you're right in track and in line with a tornado. And so, Stacia, if you would give us one more update on the leading edge of this, because we still believe it's on the ground causing damage.
Yes, and Aaron just told me that Sequoia's daughter in Bartlesville had a roof taken off of her home. So,
all right,
Copan by 10:15, Juan by 10:19, Noxie by 10:28, Deering by 10:35, Coffeyville at 10:36. So we're tracking it from just south of Copan now up to the northeast at about 45. That will track it over towards Juan and getting into the northwestern parts of Nowata County. Trav?
All right, thanks. Again, we're going to get a lot of damage reports coming in out of Bartlesville and out of Dewey. So this is moving northeast, and so it hasn't quit on us. Unfortunately, I was hoping there for a minute without seeing any big power spikes and flashes that we would be okay, but that's not. So we're still looking at a tornado just to the east, northeast of Dewey, just southeast of Copan. Strongest winds are associated with that as they came through Bartlesville, and you see the damage and some of the debris associated with that, and you see the debris signature showed up, and as it went back from Bartlesville to the north to Dewey, we did have that debris, and so that's what you're seeing with that gray thing right there, the gray circle. So that is continuing to move north. Now, we do have... if you could, give me reflectivity values for a moment. So we do have that part of that storm coming up and overtaking the major part of the circulation in here. So it enhanced it a little bit. And it kind of looked like maybe as it was coming into Bartlesville, maybe it was starting to see it as just holding steady state, and then it kind of got enhanced again as it went back up over Dewey as the line came into it. Maybe it can die off a little bit right now, but the main circulation is going to get pushed farther to the east. Let's go back for velocities one more time here, and then we'll look at Tulsa and see what's going on. So the circulation feature now is a little bit more ragged and more up to the north and east of Dewey, moving on up toward the Juan area. So if you're in these areas, you're still going to get strong damaging wind. And so we do want you to be careful. Tornado warning till 10:45. We're sitting at 10:13, 10:14 right now, basically. All right, let's take a broad view of the area because Tulsa's getting hit with this line of thunderstorms as well. And there's additional storms coming in from the west that I want to point out. And we have these storms off to the east. So we do have Bob and we have John. And we have to maintain what's going on just to the west of Tulsa because there's additional storms that'll be moving in on our area. And Aaron, I know we have a Dell coming up. Who do we have on the southwest sides of town that can be watching on that as well? If you can find somebody, because with the storms coming in out of Cushing, there's some area here, especially if it's past the outflow. These are all severe storms, but if there's any circulation feature, because these are expected to slide south and east. And so we still have to watch out for additional tornadoes in several areas. That include right around areas that are just to the south and east of Tulsa, because we're in the midst of a very severe weather event, as is obviously the case. Tornado continues to move to the northeast. Allen and Vaughn are both near that. Allen's more in line with probably seeing a little bit of what's going on there. See, Marty's out at Stillwater. Do you have another update or nothing, Megan?
Tornado watches have been issued now for Tulsa East into Arkansas.
Tornado watches are extended
until 5 a.m.
Until 5 a.m. Okay, thank you. So new tornado watches in effect for areas which we anticipated most likely was going to happen just because the atmosphere, it hasn't changed. And so the leading edge of the strong winds continue to be around Nowata and just south and west into northwestern portions of Rogers County, or I should say, into Rogers County, and then extending back into Tulsa. But the only tornado warning at this minute, even though I hate to say only, it's been an awful one, is the one that's in northern Washington County at this time. And you see where Ron is located back to the south and west, but we're watching this moving northeast. And we do think, you got some?
If you could go to Allen's shot, he has some pretty bad damage to a hotel there in Bartlesville.
Okay, let's go to Allen. He's downtown, east side of downtown. Allen, can you give us an update on what you have and what's going on there? What do you have?
Yes, sir. We're a couple miles north of Frank Phillips Boulevard. It's right off 75. We got the Hampton Inn. It looks like it took a direct hit to by that tornado. We got metal all over the place from multiple different buildings with damage. We got power lines down right in front of us. The roads are virtually impassable heading northbound. Back to you.
All right. Unfortunately.
And
All right.
also, Brandon's not available because he's assisting in Barnsdall, but if you take his shot, you can see what it looks like in Barnsdall.
All right, let's take a look at Barnsdall. There's Brandon. You can see him. He's looking at some folks there. You see power lines down. So again, this is a very, very sad and incredibly bad tornado situation going on. Megan, did you have something else to add? No, okay. But this is Barnsdall, and then we were just looking at the picture from Alan, which he was in Bartlesville, and so this started just right around, just southwest of Skiatook Lake, just around Keystone Lake, really, and then that continued to build into a violent tornado, we do believe, and so we're getting a lot of reports of damage. All right, let's go back to radar and get another update on what's going on. Tornado warning here, but we're going to have you notice how this has shifted because the storm's moving east, and that kind of overtook the circulation feature. It didn't overtake it fast enough. It needed to be about 2 hours sooner for that to happen. Circulation feature now is east of Copan, and velocity data shows that that's all pushed all the way now to near Lenapaw. So this is the main circulation. It's come down a little bit just because that line has kind of killed it a little bit. Not to say that we still don't have damaging winds in this, and we do believe that we do along the line. So that's some of the outflow from that thunderstorm, and it's still a severe thunderstorm, so we still have severe thunderstorm warnings in Nowata County. And then also, Kevin is up in Coffeyville. Is Kevin where he can talk for a second, seeing that storm coming in? Kevin, what do you have for us in Coffeyville? What's coming in on you guys?
Yeah, so right now, Travis, just tremendous rain. There's a lot of lightning and a lot of water on the road, making it kind of difficult to drive. But we're going to keep an eye on this as it comes through and see what we can see for you.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate that very much. And so let's go back, take a look at it. So here's that line of rain. Again, the tornado area, it continues to kind of dissipate a little bit. The tornado warning still has, the circulation has pretty much kind of moved out of that zone as it continues to move to the north and to the east. So it's just around the Juan area and then extending back now over the county line. It's right on the county line, basically. So we might see that tornado warning change out here in a little bit, but that's continuing to track toward Elliott and South Coffeyville. In fact, Stacia, I'll probably have you kind of see what's going to happen, because even though the circulation isn't as strong as it was, unfortunately it's died down, and as we said, it didn't die down fast enough. There is still a chance that this could, it looks like it's moving a little easterly as well. Where is that headed?
Travis, it headed through pretty much Nowata County, and so we'll take that leading edge and we're going to extend it out to the east at about 50 miles per hour. So from Elliott to Lenapaw, Delaware, Nowata, Watova, this is all coming in the next couple of minutes. Very strong winds here, heavy rainfall, and that will even then continue to Centralia and Estella, getting into Craig County. So for Childers at 10:27, Sanders by 10:32, Centralia, Trav by 10:39.
Okay, and they dropped the tornado warning for Washington County as kind of anticipated, just because the storm has kind of been washed out because that line of storms. Our focus will continue to be along that line, and Vaughn is along the leading edge of that. We'll have to keep Kevin along the leading edge of that as well, and Vaughn, and then back down. Vaughn, if you would, give us an update, because that line is now moving into Nowata. What's your update, and what do you have for us?
Yeah, really strong winds. Really strong winds, a lot of lightning. There's some hail with it now. Maybe the biggest is Nichols, but still a lot of wind with this. Thankfully, maybe that tornado threat has died down just a little bit, but all of this still bears watching.
Yeah, and we've got another cell forming out to the east of this, and it's got the same characteristics. We're going to take a look at radar right now, and Stacia's going to help us out. So, Vaughn, that's well south of you, but you're probably going to have to get over toward Veneta. We have a couple cells, Wagner storm. We don't like seeing this. And, hey, is Bob going to be able to get over there?
I'm sending Bob east.